What's going on, everybody, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Rudy Padilla back with another episode of C0BRA129 Podcast. So the last episode we were able to get with Tanner, get his input on what it is to be in the music industry with his style of music. Today we got Bigmon Rasta. How you doing, man?
What's up, world? How y'all doing? This is the one and only Bigmon Rasta.
All right, so to better start or whatever, why don't we go ahead and have you introduce yourself to the C0BRA129 community or whatever, that's introduce the world or whatever to the one and only.
Absolutely. Again, I am the one and only Bigmon Rasta, coming out of San Antonio, Texas, from the north side of the city. Exit 7 is where I'm from, but I am from all over San Antonio. But as I say, Exit 7 is where I am originally from. A little bit about me. I'm a father, a husband, but music is my first passion. Of course, football was my first passion at first, but we have to find something that's going to transition us out of that. And being a football player and an artist, it's different, but it's the same. You know what I'm saying? So this is the journey that life after football has taken me.
Well, I judge the discipline or whatever to focus, whatever is mainly the same or whatnot.
Yes, sir. It really is. Just like football with music industry, being an artist, man, it comes a lot of hard work. And a lot of people don't see the hard work you do behind the scenes. The vocal training, the vocal exercises, the writing, the getting beats. I mean, it's tedious work. It's a lot of work. I've really had to learn to embrace the struggling artist. Because everybody thinks, including me, that it's gonna be peaches and cream, and the first song you put out, it's finna go crazy, 100,000 views, and
platinum records and all that
off the top, and then you put it out, and boom, nothing happens. Shit. All right, cool. So it's back to the drawing board. You try to find different ways and different people to follow and different advice and stuff, but you never know until you truly get out there yourself and figure this out. So that's the biggest thing.
Exactly. Yeah, and whatever you do in life, remember, whatever it is you're passionate about, whether it be music, sports, politics, whatever, put your heart and soul into it, and always give it 110%. Always. All right. So continuing on,
yes,
what was it like when you were first starting off your musical journey, whatever, at the very beginning, whatever? How did you actually feel going into a field that you probably were familiar about it, but you haven't actually started making your own stuff or whatever? Like, how was your feeling like at that time?
Well, when I first started this musical journey, it actually turned into a life journey. As I said, I didn't know what to do. I found myself working 2 jobs, and it wasn't doing nothing for me. It wasn't fulfilling enough for me.
Right.
So I really had to do some deep searching, some within myself to figure out what exactly I want to do in this world. Because going to work every day and just coming home and just chilling is not what it is. So I really had to find my passion again, and it took me back to music. I've been doing music since I was little, all my life pretty much, but the world and myself really, but the world too, took me towards football because I was always a big guy. When you're a football player, you're gonna be the next this, that, and the third, and of course, you start feeding into it. You know what I'm saying? So
believing in all the hype, right?
Yeah. So after football, I really had to find out exactly who I was, and I mean, and that journey never stops. Finding yourself, it never really stops. So first starting out, it was hard because I mean, it's a lot of insecurities. Confidence. Am I good enough? Can I do this? What am I doing? I really got the confidence in doing karaoke. Believe it or not. My guy Louie. I was working at Roxy's, and that was the first stage I ever got on in years. I ain't sung like that in a long time. And that was back in 2015, 2016, I want to say.
Okay.
So it took a while for me just to even be confident to put my music out there. Because I didn't have the confidence at first. So I mean, I really had to build my confidence up to really, put yourself out there.
All right. Well, how did you feel like when you're doing karaoke, like you get those really high or really low notes or whatever, depending on the song or whatever? How did it feel when you actually got it or whatever?
Man, it feels good, especially when you start practicing. You know, you start really putting in the work. It feels good when you go up there and you just know you're going to kill the song. And then you kill it, and then the crowd give you the reaction. That's the thing, right? Because one thing about Roxy's, where I used to work at, you know, that crowd is stiff. The crowd is hard. If you can get a reaction out of that crowd, oh, you can perform anywhere. Like,
nice.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's like if you perform in New York, you can perform anywhere, basically.
Exactly. That's how to Roxy's, because I mean, it's nice, boy. That they hear a good singer, they go crazy, and then you get up there and crickets again. They're back to partying, doing their own thing. So and especially in the karaoke world, to really turn a crowd to really focus on you with your voice, it's probably one of the hardest things to do. You know, and so I've been able to do that more than enough times nowadays.
All right.
You know, so yeah, again, this comes with practicing and confidence. Practicing confidence, all it is.
Awesome. So, just out of curiosity, you do like a freestyle, or whatever, or you can actually think of a song that you can just sing like perfectly off the top of your head or whatnot?
Yeah, I can. Because karaoke, you know, of course, you got songs. Okay, my go-to song.
Yeah,
Boom.
yeah.
You know, you just go to a go-to song. So.
All right, cool. Will you give us a taste or whatever?
Absolutely. Let me see here. One of my favorite songs to do is Erykah Badu, On and On. Right? And so it's like, oh my, I'm feeling high. My money gone, I'm all alone. And now you see the world keeps turning. Oh, what a day, what a day, what a day. You know, so.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs right there.
Yeah, I loved R&B or whatever growing up, especially like towards, for me, the beginning of late intermediate, early junior high or whatever is when I got started into like listening to rap, hip hop, and R&B music because for me, everybody else was actually listening to it. I was the only one that was still, because I'm Hispanic, my influence is mainly like Tejano, but more Tejano cumbia.
Right. Yeah, I was from San Antonio. I grew up on cumbia.
Yeah.
I used to dance all of it. No, for real. Like, I'm from Hanson Jones, so that's a big influence on me. You know, I dance to all that because it's like either you dance to it or you sit on the sideline and just watch all the time. And I love music, I love to dance, so I'm out there.
Yeah.
You know, cumbias, all that.
Awesome. So what also other like artists or whatever that also inspired you as you're going on to your music?
So like, I'm what in our community with the black folks, you know, I'm what you call an old head. You know, I'm only 33. When I say old head, like I like old school music. You know, so I grew up on Motown.
Yeah.
Perfectly like Temptations and Michael Jackson, right? Of course, Marvin Gaye and Smokey, but Michael Jackson and Temptations, what I really grew up on. You know, then as I got older, of course, you know, 90s R&B really took over for me. Right. And then after 90s R&B, you know, 2000 R&B was cool, but then I don't know if you know an artist named Charlie Boy. You know, Charlie Boy really took a big influence on me. You know, because he was able to combine the perfect singing and rapping. You know, and so I grew up on Motown, right? I do love hip hop. Hip hop's always been a big thing for me. I love hip hop. You know, so he was able to do the perfect blend for me. You know, so now if you hear my music, you know, I'm always singing and rapping. You know, I'm always trying to do the two because it's hard for me to run away from my hip hop side, but it's impossible for me to run away from my R&B side. So I just do both. You know.
No, that's a good combination. Whatever. Well, any artist that can do that, whatever, is going to be like already a double threat right there in the industry. Okay, so continuing on, what's one thing that you wish that you knew back then that you actually know now in the industry or whatever? If you're starting or if you're continuing on, that's some of the things you learned that you know now that you wish you would have known back then. What would it be?
Just get out there. You know, like don't wait for the perfect opportunities to get out there. Just do it. Just go. You know, if I go back to myself back then when I first started, I would say just put it out. Put everything out. It don't matter. If they like it or not, just throw it out there. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way you're going to get comfortable. That's the only way the world's going to see you. You know, is by putting yourself out there. But if you just constantly wait to be perfect, by the time you put it out there, it's like, whatever. you know. But I learned that people like to see progress.
Right.
People like to see you go from here, then see you ascending yourself, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So I would get out there, just jump, just go do it.
All right. How about talking about from now till about way back then? What are some of the resources that you actually found that's actually more easier to get your craft out than it was back then?
Well, being an artist nowadays, it's easier. I ain't gonna say that it's simpler, right? Simple don't mean easier, because now we have technology. We have Spotify, Pandora, YouTube. You have United Master DistroKid. You have a lot of options to put your music out there. You know what I'm saying? It's just the work you're gonna put in. You know, back in the gap, even for me, you know, back in like when I was in high school and stuff, it was hard. Like you really had to do a lot of groundwork. You know, print a CD, put it out yourself. You know, do the work, walk. You know, sell your mixtape, whatever the case may be. You know, nowadays it's nothing but make a post, make some content. You know, you can make a music video on your phone. You know what I'm saying? It's just so many resources now that we can use. That's pretty much no excuse. You know, it's pretty much if you want to do it, you're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't get it done, it's really up to you. That's why I don't be mad about a lot of situations, because it's really on me. You know what I'm saying? Like in this world, in this industry today, you don't have to wait on nobody. You can really go out there and get it done yourself. But it's if you want to.
When there's a will, there's a way.
Where there's a will, there's a way, yes, sir.
All right. Okay. So, what have you read or listened to recently that has been inspiring you now, or whatever, or even when you're going through the industry, like just I don't know, maybe even a book or maybe a podcast?
Yeah, no, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
One thing about this journey, you know, of doing music, you have to open yourself up. You have to allow yourself to be vulnerable. So for me, when I first started the journey, a big influence on me was Dr. Miles Monroe, you know, and then Les Brown. Those motivational speakers. You know, that's what I needed at first, just to even believe in myself to get going. You know, and as the years gone on, I found E.T., hip hop preacher. You know, he's helped me a lot. And right now, the book that's really helping me is a book called Goals by Zig Ziglar. You know, and that's helped me really just put my thoughts on paper on exactly how to execute a plan to get things done. You know, it's easier said than done. But those are people, and that book right there, particularly now, is a book that's really helped me. Another book that helped me along my journey when I first started was The Mind of a Superior Man. You know, that book really helps with your confidence, really help you understand yourself and the world. There's a plethora of books I'm reading. I just started reading like 3 years ago. And I hated reading, but you know, as I learned, you have to read to get better. You know, so of course you started reading, start picking up books. You know, so yeah, right now, Zig Ziglar Goals is a book that I go to right now as a go-to book to really get myself going.
All right.
Can we pause it?
Okay. So, what is one myth that you know about the hip hop industry that you would actually like to debunk right now? Like every person actually has like their own personal genre that they like to go to, whatever. But you know, you got some of those individuals that they only listen to that one genre. They like to diss on everybody else or whatever. So what would you actually like to debunk about the hip hop industry?
What's crazy is I was watching a Wayne interview the other day, and like one of my biggest thing is I'm a real stickler on music, right? While I do love music, I don't like all music sometimes, to be 100, right? Like it's like the perfect example for me is like the new age of hip hop. You know, like I'm a old hip hop head. I like bars. I like words. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the person make me think. I don't like repetitive stuff too much.
Right.
It's cool sometimes, not all the time. I don't like all the rap about killing and robbing and all that. It's cool, but I mean, I've grown up. You know, at one time in my life, I loved it. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, I've gotten away from it. But what Wayne was talking about is to stay relevant in this music business is you have to be able to be open-minded. You know, a lot of us closed-minded. Well, I'm only doing this, and I'm only gonna be this way, and that's the it. And if Wayne can be like, nah, like you really have to open yourself up. If you don't, you're gonna be stuck where you're at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I would say, don't be closed-minded. Really be open-minded. Really be open-minded to the genres you can do. You know, you may not think you can do techno, but you might really find a beat that really catchy and you can do it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what Wayne was talking about. Like, he been doing music for what, 20-something years? You know? And so he could not be Wayne if he wasn't open-minded to the music he could do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He would just be here in a little box of hip-hop or rap, if you want to call it. Right? But because he's so open-minded to do any type of music, if it moves him, he's going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would be like. Don't be closed-minded to the genre you can do. Be open-minded to it all.
Absolutely. I mean, look, I forgot what year it came out of. I remember Tim McGraw and Nelly, they actually got a collab at one time.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And nobody thought that rap and country could actually blend together, but they made it work.
Man, country ain't nothing but the blues sped up. You know, hip-hop comes from the blues.
Yep. Why not, right?
Hip-hop, rock and roll, the blues, not the blues, but hip-hop, rock and roll, country, R&B. R&B is rhythm and blues.
Exactly.
The blues started it all. Excuse me. The blues started it all.
Yeah.
You know, it all started with the blues.
So,
you know, that's what you know. That's why I love music so much. You know, it all comes from one source, but it branched out to so much more. You know, but you can always go back to the source.
Exactly. And a lot of people just don't know it, or they just don't care to know it. You know. So, like he said, man, keep your mind open and listen to the similarities when you actually go listen to some of these songs again.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
Yeah. So, what is actually next for your music genre coming up or whatnot? Do you have any other albums or music videos?
Yes, actually, I do have an album coming out. I plan on it coming out beginning of summer. The latest would be late summer. You know, I'm still working on a few songs and stuff, you know, to really just finalize it. You know, but yeah, my next album is coming out. That's gonna be Bigmon Rasta's first album, official album, coming out. It's gonna be this year. Again, beginning of summer. The latest will be the end of summer, like August. You know, but you know we got kids in sports, so I'm trying to speed it up.
Right.
Summer just get full till, you know.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I pretty much. Let me see. Yeah, I pretty much answered or asked all the ones that I could ask from here. Okay. So, if there is any question that you would like to ask, or whatever, please. I'd like to answer a couple of things too. How
long you been doing this, man? Like what got you into doing podcasting and working with local artists?
Good question. So, C0BRA129, we've been around, believe it or not, since 2016.
Okay.
We've actually done events. If you actually looked at some of our videos, we've done some events around the state of Texas instead of just San Antonio. Although, of course, recently, you know, the pandemic and everything that's been having going on has limited us to just staying around here. Plus, of course, our regular jobs are keeping us from traveling. So we're now just focus around the San Antonio area.
Right.
The podcast thing just recently came into the idea, so I just wanted to do something a little more than just record the performances where they're having it. I want to have a medium where the artists actually can sit down and their audiences can listen to their favorite artists on a personal level. So you create that more genuine connection with the audiences by doing podcasts like that and whatnot. So, and no, we don't charge or whatever. So,
right, which is dope, man. To give us a free platform. I mean, a lot of people don't like to do stuff for free. You know, I'm learning because, of course, I thought about the money off top. Like, I got to do this and to make the money.
Mm-hmm.
And again, E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher is one of the ones he was talking about giving your gift away for free.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's good enough, somebody's going to want to pay you for it.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So, yeah, man, don't be scared to give that gift away for free, fellas, ladies, everybody. If it's good enough, man, somebody's gonna pay for it if it's good enough. I promise you.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, before we close out, or whatever, anything you want to plug in, or whatever, to find where the community can find you, or whatever, on social media, something like that?
Again, I am Bigmon Rasta. You can follow me on Instagram at Bigmon Rasta, Twitter at Bigmon Rasta, SoundCloud is where all my music is at.
Mm-hmm.
So again, that's Bigmon Rasta as well. You can go to my Spotify, also at Bigmon Rasta. I have a song on there. All platforms is Bigmon Rasta. YouTube as well as Bigmon Rasta. I got a number of songs on there as well. Man, I'm the only one out there. If you see somebody else, man, they're fake.
I got you.
I'm the only one out there. So again, that is Bigmon Rasta.
All right, guys. You've heard it here. Bigmon Rasta, thank you for being a part of our show.
Oh, man, thank you, brother. Thank you so much, man.
All right. And be sure, if you want to see him perform, whatever, check out some of our videos on Instagram. That's at C0BRA129, lowercase. The O is the number 0, for copyright reasons, of course.
Yes, sir.
And then check us out on YouTube, all capitalized, C0BRA129. This is Rui Padilla. We're going to be signing out. And yeah, thank you for joining us, man.
Oh, man, thank you, brother. Thank you for coming out.
All right, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Y'all be good.